All right. Hopefully that worked. Let me go to present to everybody. Hi, everybody. It's Dana Robinson here with Tracy and Julie, and we're going to kind of walk you through our first ever live session for the winter session of PD and PJs. We're going to be talking this term about flipping your classroom and kind of all the benefits and things like that flipping your classroom can give you and can give your students as well. It's really cool. I've done it a little bit. And definitely looking forward to getting more involved in that. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I have, and I'm sure Julie and Tracy feel the same way. Julie and Tracy, if you don't mind, I think I can start, and we can kind of walk through Twitter and how we'll talk every Monday.
Sure. Sure.
So I am going to screen share with everybody so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. I apologize if you were with us PD and PJs last time. Some of these slides are a little repetitive. I did add a little bit more information for you guys for the more advanced people. That way you can kind of look to maybe get a little bit more into Twitter and kind of see some of the other neat features that the site can give you. So Twitter is basically, it's one of the largest social media sites. It's for instant idea viewing and sharing. It allows you to share ideas, photos. With the 271 million people that use Twitter, there are about 500 million tweets a day. And you can use Twitter on phones, tablets, and PCs. You have to download an app on phones and tablets, and then you can just access it online from your computer. So when you do log into Twitter, this will be your home page right here. So this is my home page. It's just a screenshot. And there are really 4 things that you want to make sure that you're aware of. So your home button. So my screen right now is on my home button. There's my live feed right here. So anybody that I follow, I can see their tweets. Then there's a notification button right here. And that's essentially, if someone tweets to me or mentions me in a tweet, I'll get notified of that, or if I get a personal message. If I get a direct message, which is private, I would be notified right here through messages. And then the Discover, it's essentially a search function where you can search different hashtags. And as I said, this is kind of your timeline, your live feed right here, which is where you'll actually be able to see the tweets going on around you. Okay, so once you're in Twitter, when you're ready to tweet, you'll click this blue tweet button right here. And when you do click that, this little pop-out window will happen. So you can see kind of grayed out in the background is still my home page. And then here's my compose my tweet box right here. So you can type in here. You have 140 characters, which is letters, spaces, and any different types of punctuation as well. Those all count against you, so you need to be very brief on Twitter. Lots of times people will abbreviate and things like that. You can also add photos, and also Twitter has recently released the ability to add 30-second videos as well. So kind of a neat new feature for Twitter that you'll be able to see videos posted by people that you're following. So once you're ready to actually compose your tweet, so I've zoomed in from that previous screen, so you can use the @ symbol if you want to tag somebody. So I just composed this kind of fake tweet to myself. So I put @ and then I put my Twitter username, so Mr. Robs WMS. And then there's the text of my tweet, how do you tweet? And then I added a couple of different hashtags as well, confused, how to, and teacher. You want to put hashtags for different things. Every Monday while we're doing our live sessions, you'll want to use hashtag WPSK12. That's kind of the uniform Twitter hashtag for Wilmington Public Schools. Okay, other things that you can do is you can also retweet or forward a tweet from another user. So the middle school went on a field trip, and Mr. Sheehan posted this picture of all the 8th graders in New York. So you can see down here, once this kind of retweet logo right here is green, it shows that I've retweeted it, meaning I sent it out to all my followers. And I also favored it. That's this star right here too, and it just kind of shows that I like the tweet, and it shows the user that I like their tweet as well. If I had wanted to reply directly to him, I could click this arrow, and it would send a message right to him, and I could type text in there. For following other people, so definitely feel free to follow me, and I'm sure Tracy and Julie also would welcome your follows if you want. It allows you to see anything and everything that they tweet. So you would search that particular user. So I searched Tracy, and then when I wanted to follow her, I just click this follow button right here, and it will say follow, and you'll know it'll work because it'll change to unfollow once you're actually actively following her. You can also search. So you can search a hashtag to find tweets about things that other people are kind of tweeting about. So I just searched hashtag Walking Dead just because I'm a fan, and you can see right here that my live feed is focused now solely on people that have tweeted with that hashtag right there, hashtag Walking Dead. You can search right here just by typing right here in the search bar. While you're actively searching, just so you know, your live feed will only contain tweets that relate and have that hashtag. So I won't see anything in here that doesn't have hashtag Walking Dead in it. So you'll want to go back to your home page if you want to see your entire live feed. However, if you're fine with just looking at tweets from Walking Dead, then obviously you can just stay within your search results. As I said, for this PD and PJ's class, we're going to be participating in Twitter live chats once a week for the next 3 weeks. It'll relate to different articles that we'll read as part of the class, and then other topics just related to flipping your classroom in general. They're pretty successful. We release the questions ahead of time because it can get a little hectic. That way you can kind of have responses prepared. That way you don't feel like you're super overwhelmed. It's pretty cool. You can interact with the other people taking the class and kind of see what's on their mind and kind of gauge their reactions as well as share your own. For more advanced users, there's different managers and dashboards that will allow you to collect and organize your tweets and other activities just on Twitter. There's TweetDeck and TweetChat. Personally, when I'm in a Twitter live chat, I prefer TweetChat just because it's a little simpler. And I'll show you screenshots and I'll show you live action of both. You'll see that TweetDeck is a little more chaotic, but once you get the hang of it, it's nice. It's really easy to keep yourself organized and on task. So here was my TweetDeck from earlier today. So what TweetDeck does is it divides your Twitter into various columns. So all the way on the left is my home column here. So this would be my live feed. So seeing all the different things that people that I follow are tweeting about. And then the next column I have here is notifications. So anytime people followed me or anytime someone liked one of my tweets, that would go in this column right here. Activity here, it shows what people that I follow are doing. So I follow Lisa Desberg, so you can see that she was doing some stuff this afternoon. So it kind of shows me what she was doing. And then here, this is probably where you'd use it for the live chats. I have 2 different live chat search windows here. So hashtag WPSK12. So this column right here only contains tweets that have that hashtag. And this column right here only contains tweets that relate to The Walking Dead. And then you can see messages too that you receive. Tweet chat is a little simpler, and this afternoon, I don't know if there was something with the computer's internet. It wasn't really working, but it was working a few minutes ago, so I'll show you a live version of it. Tweet chat's much simpler. I would basically see the tweets right here where my arrow is here, where it says loading your live stream, without all those different other columns. And then I could just type right in here, and it would automatically add the hashtag Walking Dead, because that was just the tweet chat that I was in. Another nice feature of TweetChat is it allows you to shorten URLs. So if you want to share a link, instead of losing those precious characters, it'll shorten it into a much smaller link that's a little more manageable. All right, so I'm going to stop screen sharing for 1 second. And I'm just going to switch so that you can see my different dashboards and my Twitter. Okay, so can you see my Twitter screen right now, Julie and Tracy?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, thank you. All right, so here's my home page. Again, you can see here, home, notifications, messages, and then if I wanted to search something, I could search here, and then anything in my live feed would only be related to that hashtag. What I really want to show you, though, is the managing devices. I will warn you, though, hashtag Walking Dead, obviously people post about it quite frequently, so you'll see it cycling pretty fast. However, the WPSK12 will go much slower right now because people aren't really posting about it. So as I said earlier, so over here all the way to the left is my home. So again, this is my live feed right here. Here's my notification column, and it shows me kind of what is happening and kind of if people interact with me on Twitter. Activity here, it shows me what people that I follow are doing. And then again, here are those two hashtag searches. So hashtag WPSK12 and then hashtag Walking Dead. What's nice about TweetDeck is it's totally customizable. If I want to switch around my columns, I can do that. Or if I want to add a new column, I can do that. And it gives me a couple of different options about what that column could be related to. So if I wanted a column of just mentions, so it would show anytime someone tweeted directly to me, I could do that, which is nice. Or you could just have a column of your favorites or tweets that you've liked. Again, I would say this is probably more for a more advanced Twitter user. If you're new to Twitter, I would just stick with the basic layout, but if you want more explanation, I'd be more than happy to give it to you. And then tweet chat here. So here I am in the Walking Dead. What I like about tweet chat is you're allowed to pause the stream, which I've done. So I'm not going to have a bunch of tweets coming over and over and over again. If I want to start my stream, I can, and you'll see that eventually as people tweet, it'll start to move down. But if I wanted to take a chance, I can pause it and actually be able to read the tweets and then reply to specific people if I wanted to. Or I could block them if I didn't want to see tweets from them, if I didn't like particular content that they were loading. And as I said earlier, it will automatically shorten URLs, which is really nice, especially where you're only given 140 characters. All right, so I am going to stop sharing. So that's it for Twitter. If I think of something else, I can definitely add it on the end. I don't know, Tracy and Julie, if either of you are ready, you guys can go ahead.
Sure, I might jump in here. Okay. So Dana, just maybe I'd ask about Twitter. So what device are you using? I started out thinking I would use a mobile device for Twitter, but then it seems like it's easier for me to use my computer. But do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I have an iPhone, and I just find it's easier and much more convenient just to use it on my iPhone, just because it's pretty much always on me. But I do use it on laptops as well. You definitely have more features on the computer.
Yeah.
But just for simple tweeting and things like that, your phone's fine.
Great. All right. So great to see everybody tonight. No, really, I can't see you though. I hope we have some visitors here. But so maybe I'll just quickly go through an outline of the course and really what the objectives are. And I also wanted to just to point out some of the web tools that we're going to be learning along the way, because that's really a great feature of these online classes. It's just the embedded content that everyone learns as we go along here. So I'll just first just start talking a little bit about Flipped Classroom. So I made some cards here. So this will help keep me on track here. So Flipped Classroom, maybe you've done some studying, but it's that teaching model where we're flipping the typical lecture that a teacher will do during class and the homework that students typically do outside of class, and we flip that around so that kids are engaging and having discussions and doing these collaborative projects in class, and then doing the studying or the learning of the concepts outside of class. And a really great way to do that is for a teacher to provide a custom-made short video tutorial for students on the curriculum themes that the class is working on. So if the three of us talked about is this just appealing to secondary teachers? But really, there are a lot of applications for elementary teachers as well. Just in that, for a teacher to create a short, 2 to 3, maybe 4, but between 2 and 4 minute long video for an elementary student to revisit or to watch over and over again, or at different stages of learning, and for a teacher to just learn how to screencast in general. These are really great skills. So I absolutely see this as applicable, K to 12 really. One teacher I talked to makes these videos herself because she says it's simply easier than searching for them online. She said, she's getting to be so good at just quickly putting together these screencasts. And as we go on, we'll find out. Your screencasts don't have to be perfect. They're these short videos where kids can hear a familiar voice, a familiar style, and they can be really quick to do. So maybe you'll get so good at it, you'll just create volumes, and you'll have everything on video for your students. So really, that's the concept that's where we're coming from when we talk about flipped classroom, and we'll provide some articles and some other resources so that you can study up and get to know it even better. So of course, one of the what we're learning is our Google Apps for Education. So everybody is making sure to get into their Google Apps for Education account. You know that you have an account through Wilmington Public Schools. Wilmington has their own domain in Google, so this is an account that was created for you by Wilmington, and it, we're all under this umbrella where we have access to a suite of apps, such as Google Drive. The course outline that you have access to. The course outline is a Google Doc that that you can. It can go into your Drive, really. It's, Dana and Julie and I work together on that document as collaborators, and then you have view-only access. So that's just one of the Google apps that we're using, is Google Drive and, Google Docs. So that's part of your week one, is to get to know your Google Apps for Education account. Another one of the Google apps that you'll be playing with is Google Hangout. So here we are. In a Google Hangout on air, so that the three of us are together in a video hangout, and all of you are able to access this because it's a Google Hangout on air. So on air versus just Hangout means that it's being recorded. And broadcasted, and then it will be stored probably in Dana started this, so it will be stored in his YouTube channel, so that we can all see it again sometime, or we can share it with other people. So this is a great tool to use with students or your colleagues. There can be up to 10 people in a video chat. There are Google Hangouts that are not even video chats, but just text chat. So it's just a really great tool to expose kids to Hangouts. Something else you'll get to know during our 4 weeks together is YouTube. So you have a YouTube account because you have a Google Apps for Education account. I believe that there are some steps that you go through to set it up once you're first getting in. So, you'll go to, from your Google Apps for Education account, you'll go into the YouTube app, and, in the top right, there, those three lines that offer a menu, will allow you to sign in, or it might just say sign in. And from there, you set up your account with some information. And then you'll have your YouTube channel where you can subscribe to other users. You can create and share playlists so that you create. So the idea is that maybe you could create a list of a playlist of videos to share with students. So YouTube is a great place to keep all of your videos and then share out. And YouTube has great privacy settings, so maybe just you don't always have to share your videos with everyone. You can just share with specific people as well. Yeah, so you'll get to know your YouTube channel a little bit during this course. So Dana talked about Twitter, and Julie will talk about Classroom in a couple of minutes here. But again, those are some great web tools that have just endless classroom implications. Finally, you'll really get to know Screencast-O-Matic pretty well. So Screencast-O-Matic is an online screen recorder. it's just one of many. I use Jing quite often. Screencastle is another one, and there are Chrome extensions and all kinds of places for you to be able to record. The reason we chose Screencast-O-Matic is because it's free, and it's device non-specific, so you don't need special permission to download Screencast-O-Matic. A really great feature is that once you're finished producing your video, when I say video, I'm not talking about the camera on you, although you could do that, but really the camera, it's really capturing your screen, what's happening on your screen. So your video that you're creating might be, a narrated slideshow, right? So a slideshow where you've put together resources or slides to show kids, and then, you're narrating the slideshow. It could be you navigating the web or a website somewhere. It could be, so it's really kind of flexible in the kinds of videos that you make, but don't feel like, the camera has to be on you. That's, I like screencasting for that reason. Another great feature of Screencast-O-Matic is that when you're finished recording, the videos are automatically uploaded to your YouTube channel. So you do need to create that YouTube channel before you start with Screencast-O-Matic. And that all happens, I think, probably in week 2. Let's go through the weeks and really the outline of the course here. So, all right. So in week 1, maybe we'll start there. Really, we're spending 8 hours together. So 8 hours, and maybe that comes out to be 2 hours a week. So by the end of the 4 weeks, we hope that you will have become familiar with all of those web tools, and you will have created at least one short, between 2 and 4 minute video that you will use with kids. So you'll need to pick a curriculum theme, so just be thinking about a skill or something that you want to get across to kids with a video. So in week 1, so here we are in our live session, just kind of outlining the course. You'll get into your Google Apps for Education account, and you'll also join Google Classroom, which will be our workflow. Julie will talk about that. That's where we'll have assignments and discussions, and so you'll get to know Google Classroom in week 1 as well. And I think the final task for week 1 is to read an article, and that article will help you prepare for Monday's live Twitter chat. And that's all of week 1. And of course, this is all in the outline, but it's just nice to talk through it together here. So week 2, we'll start on Monday with that live Twitter chat about reflecting on the article that you've read. You can share some feelings or experiences you've had with Flipped Classroom, and then you'll do some searching for videos that already exist that are related to your curriculum topic. So maybe it's a YouTube video, maybe you subscribe to that user, and so you'll want to share with us a video that you have found that you think does a good job explaining a topic. And also during week 2, you're going to learn how to use Screencast-O-Matic, and Julie offered to put together a great screencasted tutorial for you. I don't know if it'll be 2 to 4 minutes. We'll see how that goes. But so that'll be up to Julie. So then in week 3, on the Monday evening Twitter chat, it's just going to continue our conversation about Flipped Classroom. You will have had some experiences by then, and you'll be able to maybe share some, maybe you have questions or comments. So that'll be our week 3 live session, I think. And those, the questions that we'll pose during the Twitter chats, they will always be available ahead of time. So look in that course outline for those. Okay, so that was week 3's live session, and then there will be we'll provide more resources for you to study. And week 3 is really for screencasting and really putting together this video. And if it's your first time doing such a thing, we'll tell you a million times it doesn't have to be perfect, but I bet you'll take at least 3 takes. So week 3 will be the hard work. Week 4, our final week, we'll have that live session where you'll post a reflection on your experience. What were did you come upon some trouble or some positive experiences, we hope. We'll ask you to post your video in Google Classroom, and there we can take a look at one another's work and offer some feedback on some comments. And there will be, a survey for you to fill out in week 4. So if you have any questions, just reach out to any one of us, and we're happy to help. So I guess, so Julie will talk about Classroom, and that's an important topic because that's probably where you'll head right after this. So anything I can talk more about, or any questions, or should we just move on?
No, I think you did a great job. And also just one other thing too, if I know we had all talked, we all have at least one WU for You session during the PD and PJ. So if there's ever a point where they need help or need to kind of touch base on something, I think it's going to work out nicely that we'll all at least have one day where we'll be open for them. Yeah, Julie, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, I'll push it.
So I'm just going to talk a little bit about Classroom. If you already were in one of our classes, then you know what we're doing. Let me just share my screen here. Hopefully you can see. Oh, you can. Okay. So when you go to classroom.google.com is what you need to go to. There isn't, the little waffle apps launcher. It's not in there most of the time. But you can just go to classroom.google.com, make sure you're logged in with your school account. So it has to be whatever your WPSK12 account is. The very first time you log in, it's going to ask if you're a student or teacher. It is really important that you click on teacher, even though you're a student in this class. Because if you click on student, it won't let you make a class later. And that has to be fixed by the administrator, which is not a big deal, but it's not something that you can just go in and change. So the first time you log in, make sure you click on teacher. And then up here where the little plus sign is next to your name on the top right, you can either join a class or create a class. For this, you want to join a class. And the code is written in in our document. So our class code is Z-E, the number 2, and then the letter U. And then you just click join. So hopefully it will work. So here's our class. This is what it looks like from the student side. There's already an announcement in there with a link to our Google Doc with all of our outline and information in it. This is where all of the assignments will go. So every week, whenever the assignments are, there'll be an assignment that we type in that says, I watched tonight's video. So if somebody missed the video, because it's recorded, because it's on air, it's in YouTube, and we'll post the link to that, so you can watch it. So once it's there, you can click that it was done. We can see we already have some people who read the outline and joined the class because they already know about Classroom. Right now it says that there's no upcoming assignments over here on the left, but this is where you're going to have all of our assignments. You can also, where it says share with your class, you can type anything in here. If you find a really cool video and you just want to mention it to the class, you can go ahead and type, check out this cool video, and then add it right by using this little button here. You can also add a link to something. So this is really like a comment, and it works. It's not really like Facebook, but this center section is like your stream. So if somebody post a comment here, everybody will be able to see it. And once I'm done typing my comment, I can click post or cancel. In the assignments, we don't have the actual assignments written in, but for most of them, you're going to add a comment to that assignment, which you just click inside the assignment right down there, and click post. And then there's a button that says mark as done. So you really want to make sure that you go through. We'll remind people toward the end if they have things that aren't done. I did want to mention we'll be putting in a lot of the assignments soon so that you have them all in there. But this little assignments part on the side only lists the ones that are due within the next, I think it's 5 days, it might be a week. But I think it's like 5 school days, whatever that is. It won't post all of them here, just the ones that are upcoming. If you want to view all the assignments, if you click on View All, now right now there's none, woohoo, it says, but you can see the to-do list and the done list, which is fairly new on their side. You can also see a list of, if you have assignments, if you have other classes going on, if you're a student, you can see a list of assignments that are coming up for all classes, which is also another nice feature. It's not going to help us right now. Right over here on the left, you have your home button, so I can go back to my class here. You can email this. Tracy, Dana, and I share an email address so that we can all be teachers in the classroom, because Google Classroom still doesn't allow you to have multiple teachers. So if you email this link right here, probably we're not going to see it. So email any one of us or all three of us, it doesn't matter, anytime you have questions. And if you we'll be sending announcements once you are in the class. Every time we post something, you will get an email. So when we post new assignments, you might, tomorrow get 3 or 4 notifications that there are assignments in there. But then you can just come to Classroom and take a peek at what we've posted. Most of them you just have to mark as done once they're in there. And if you get a little warning message saying that you can't go to Classroom, it's probably because you're logged into your personal account. So just double check that you're logged in with your WPS K-12 account. If you've never done that, if you've never used any of the Google products, I think most people have from the list, but if you haven't, the instructions for how to get signed in are in our outline, and please feel free to touch base with any one of us. So wherever you are, if you just shoot us an email, we'll walk you through it and help you. And I think that's about it for Classroom. Let me unshare. Oops. There we go. So I think that's it for Classroom, unless anybody else has questions.
No, I haven't heard anything. I think we're all set. I don't know, Tracy, if you have anything else that you wanted to share.
I don't think so. No, Classroom is very, it's, once people get in there, I think it's a really easy workflow to follow, just so long as they know to join the class. Maybe you said that in the beginning. They'll join with a special code, and yeah, I think everyone will like it. I know there are elementary teachers using Classroom, so so it's great. That's it.
Awesome.
And the class code to join is in the document if you missed it as I was saying it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you ever have any questions or anything, feel free to let us know. And I will post this on YouTube, too, so you'll be able to watch it if you need to watch it again if you miss something, or, if you're just having withdrawals and really want to spend some FaceTime with the 3 of us. You can do that. Have a great night, and thank you guys so much for watching our webinar. Bye.